Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It is Thursday, May 13th, 1:49 p.m. Mountain Time. However, it is morning for me. Good morning. It is 9:49 where I'm at. As I said, I am out of town, and I wanted to get one or two videos in. This will be the first one. I don't know if I'll get a second one in, but I'll be happy with one. First of all, let me just show you where I'm at here. So, maybe a little crooked, but this is why I have not been able to get any videos done. I got this amazing view in Waikiki Beach, Honolulu. So, wife asked very graciously that I do not video her, so hopefully I get this camera set back right where you can see me pretty well. Okay, there we go. If not, I'll just go back and redo the whole video. Anyways, that's what's going on. 9:50 a.m. where I'm at, and only news worth talking about right now, Elon Musk. Just imagine having as much control over a market as he does. So, sure y'all saw, sure y'all heard, Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at great cost to the environment. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to more sustainable energy. We are also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy / transaction. Hold on one second, let me close this door. Okay, so no more background noise. Anyways, so interesting enough was that last paragraph, right? So, you see Michael Saylor responding after Elon responds to his own comment saying energy usage trend over past few months is insane. Michael Saylor, ironic because no incremental energy is used in a Bitcoin transaction. The energy is used to secure the crypto asset network, and the net impact on fossil fuel consumption over time will be negative, all things considered. So, Michael Saylor, Bitcoin's biggest advocate, he actually just bought $15 million more worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, it's down. It's down good. Kind of a good news, bad news if you're in, a particular cryptocurrency. However, I wanted to jump right into that because this last paragraph, we are also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy / per transaction. I'm assuming that's what that means. So anyways, in the Stock Market Mentor Forum, right, somebody brought up about Cardano's usage, and I had kind of a bittersweet trade on Cardano. If you watch the last video, you watched the 5 altcoins that could explode. Unfortunately, Bitcoin brought those down. All stop losses hit. Hopefully everybody walked away with a small gain because we had a pretty good run before Bitcoin started coming down because of Elon Musk's tweet. And I'm not saying it's all because of that. It was timed pretty perfectly to the chart. But 4 out of those 5 came down with Bitcoin. One of those didn't. One of them is actually up pretty nicely on the day. And I'll talk you through my thought process on that. Like I said, all my stop losses hit on actually all 5 of them. Cardano, Stellar Lumens, XRP, Litecoin, and Tronix. Did come away with small gains on them though, so didn't turn into a small loss or a big loss. Just unfortunate, kind of disappointing because they were looking like they were ready to keep going. Anyway, so Stock Market Mentor Forum, somebody brought up Cardano and their energy usage. So, I went and Googled it, and the one thing, where is it? So one thing I found, is this is actually from April 27th. Cardano CEO, Charles Hoskinson. Cardano is 1.6 million times more energy efficient than Bitcoin, right? That's less than 1%, isn't it? So Now, if you want to get a little crazier and you want to really just spread it out and try and guess the one that Tesla's going to go with, I'll tell you what, it's not going to be Dogecoin. I Googled Dogecoin, like worst energy consumers crypto. The first thing that comes up is how bad are Bitcoin and Dogecoin for the environment. All these articles, energy consumption. But Dogecoin uses more energy than Bitcoin. That's what that comes down to. Anyways, I found this article. It is leafscore.com. If you want to, you can write down, you could just Google the 15 most sustainable cryptocurrencies for 2021. This is all has to do with energy usage. SLR, seems like that doesn't even trade. BitGreen, and I looked up BitGreen, and I'll get into that in a second. Low energy proof of stake algorithm with SegWit and deterministic masternodes as part of their proprietary protocol. You don't need to really understand that. Just BitGreen uses low energy proof of stake algorithm. But I go to their website and I don't see anything that advertises, that they're environmentally friendly. Positive impact into reality. I mean, you go to their homepage, it's going to be like BitGreen, with a leaf on it. So I don't know too much about it. However, it is up 350% today. So great if you were able to get in on that early. I don't suggest buying stuff that's up this much this fast. Usually comes back down to reality. Do what you will. Just throwing these out there. Cardano is number 3 on their list. You also have Stellar, XRP, Nano, which I'll talk about a little bit today, EOS, Tron, Burstcoin, which I never heard of, Holochain, I have heard of that. Devio, I couldn't even look that one up. Hedera, 3 more, Chia, Algorand, and MetaHash. So good article there. That could be why Cardano is actually one that's going up today. Let me close out of these, and then we'll get into it. So yeah, that's really the news. There's really nothing that's more significant than that. And you saw Elon, have the influence he had on Dogecoin go from 0.02 of a penny to 74 cents. I'd be willing to bet that it's done. Well, maybe not, but I could see it coming down to 50-day moving average and putting in a head and shoulders and being done. The reason being is Elon Musk was its biggest advocate, and this has worse energy usage than Bitcoin. I wouldn't even be surprised if, that's not even the real reason Elon said that's why they're not accepting Bitcoin. But it's all, his manipulation. That's fine. He made people a lot of money if you were able to sell Dogecoin. If I would have just held my 2 million shares from half a penny, or 2 million coins from half a penny, that would have been nice. But I did trade it all the way up, and I wasn't perfect on it, but it's probably my best performing one that I've traded throughout this whole crypto cycle. Anyways, got some little bit of selling in between 61 and 62 cents, and then it went up to 74, and on the way down I sold it all at 65. I'm like, I'm done. Saturday Night Live. I saw this big candle come in. This big, where was it? It was on the 8th. I'll actually go look at that. And it looked like a short. So, where is the 7th? Might have been this one right here. This is the 9th. Oh, this one right here. This candle right here came in on pretty significant volume, as you can see. And then, who was it? I just looked up Dogecoin on here. I think it was this guy. I don't really know who he is, but he went short. And I said, you know what? That looks like a short. A lot of money going into a short position there. I'm like, I'm good. Saturday Night Live is coming on. As we talked about for a week or two, so this is a classic sell the news scenario. You don't want to be in when it dumps. It did dump. Don't get left holding the bag. So hopefully you didn't do that. because it's down almost 50%. It did go down over 50% at one point. Had a little bounce, but it's down almost 50% from the highs. So hopefully you got out there. Just one of those scenarios you kind of knew was coming. Anyways, let's see where we're at. So first of all, Bitcoin, I got rid of all the lines because I'm only really watching two things right now. Two things. I'm watching this right here. All right, let's go to full screen. I'm watching this right here. See if we can hold a recovery above that. Very doubtful on that because we already broke through it. That's the previous low from April 25th. But as we've been talking about for weeks also, this 200-day moving average, I think I've talked about that in every single video that I've talked about Bitcoin is, will it come down here? I don't know. I'm not saying that it will. But if it does, usually, not every single time, it sees a large bounce after a huge bull run that comes down to the 200-day moving average. The thing I like about this is the 200-day moving average has already moved up to almost 39,000, which I think, well, it was at like 30,000, even less, 25,000 when I started talking about, hey, this is coming down, maybe like 28,000 when we started talking about it here, or even here. Where's that at? Yeah, in the low 30s. So moving up. So yeah, that's what I got my eye on. Those two things. Holding above here. I mean, we have rising sell volume, so no need to rush into this to try and catch a bounce. Next, altcoins. Also coming down with Bitcoin, but not quite as bad. Did hold this support level pretty perfectly from that previous high, and that's all that is. So people who are watching this might have gone into some altcoins, when the altcoin market in general came down with Bitcoin and came down to this previous high, and it bounced pretty exact. Let's see, 1.115 trillion, and the high over here was 1.117 trillion. So it corrected a tiny bit, but not significant enough. It landed pretty perfect on there. Now, what does that mean for Bitcoin dominance? This level that we've been watching since early February, 36% or slightly below. We are looking like we want to hit that. And, like I said, there's three scenarios that keep this coming down, right? Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go up, or both. Or if Bitcoin's coming down, altcoins don't come down as high a percentage. So it could still come down. I've said, this could line up perfectly with the 200-day moving average. This comes down to 36% as soon as Bitcoin hits the 200-day moving average. This is what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be watching for those stars to align. Then lastly, on the futures chart, like I said, I really only watch this for gaps. We have that gap in a little above 24,000, and then we have the overhead gap, 60,165. That's all I watch that for. So some things lining up. I wanted to go over a couple indicators. This is one that I've mentioned previously, is the stock to flow chart, which is the rise in the price of Bitcoin or the price of Bitcoin compared to how many days left until the next halving. So you can see we get pretty much into this like pea green, pea is in the vegetable peas, to this really light green before we start to get into this yellow, which signifies closer and closer date to the halving. We're getting close to that, but not quite there yet. We're more like this color here, so I'm not convinced that the run is over. Could I see 40,000? Sure. Could I see 30,000? Maybe. Hope not. But like I said, my next trade on Bitcoin is watching to see it hold that support level and watching to see if it comes down to the 200-day moving average. I will make a trade there. But anyways, that's one indicator. The other indicator I want to go over is mentioned this before also, and I want to share my thoughts on this a little bit more than I have in the past. Net realized profit and loss. I want the net unrealized profit and loss. So the net unrealized profit and loss. So this is a chart that became pretty big in the crypto community. That's what caught my attention is, when I was watching 6 hours of YouTube videos a day to get ideas on which cryptocurrencies to get in that are, worth looking into, which areas in the cryptocurrency space are worth looking into. Anyways, every time gone into the blue area, seen a significant correction. This is the only one that wasn't really super significant, but it did come down from price of $117 to $96 Bitcoin. Where here, more, what was that, 1118 to 270, so pretty significant there. This was the 2017, went from 19,000 down to, what was that, 30, in the low 3,000s, I believe, at the bottom. So we're up here, and we never made it into the blue, right? But like I said, this chart has become pretty popular within the cryptocurrency, especially the Bitcoin maxi community. Everybody wants to get out before the crash. Everybody's expecting the crash, right? But you can see here, we almost got into blue here, came down here, came back up as the price was rising. So I see it more like something like that. The reason I don't think we got into the blue yet, number one, we didn't have that climax top like I talked about. Number two, people were watching this and maybe they didn't want to be left holding the bag. They wanted to be out before everybody else was out, so they're not taking the big loss. Could be something like that. But I think in order to come down this hard, we need to go up into that euphoric area, which we didn't even really come close, not at all, which would put us, pretty close to 100K Bitcoin, Anyways, two indicators there that I watch, keep you updated on those. Now I wanted to get into the 5 altcoins and why I'm all about Cardano. It is the only position that I'm holding right now. Bittersweet overnight. But I want to go over the 5 that we talked about. I'm not really going to get too technical with this, but getting into Cardano first, we talked about the same pattern, through the top of the channel that we broke out of, kind of like the same way that we did with Ethereum, and then Ethereum practically doubled from there. I think it did double. I think it was at like 2,300 breaking out of this channel, and then it went to like 40. What did Ethereum go to? Let's check on that, because that's been pulling back as well. And in the previous videos, we talked about Ethereum getting to possibly 4,600, and we made it to 4383. I'm not saying it's over. Could be, probably is, as far as for now. But our RSI got really high, not crazy high, but high enough. But you can see how we broke out of the top end of this channel, and it took us a few days after running into it. Cardano is similar. They're creating a network, and it's not as steep of a trend line in the top end of this channel. It took us a few days. We did break out, broke back down, having a little more struggle with it, but this is while Bitcoin is going down. So showing significant strength. And the one thing that I noticed last night when I was looking at my phone, everything's from my phone. Let's see, I want the Bitcoin price. See, is it up there? I want the Cardano Bitcoin price. Is that Cardano was essentially breaking out against Bitcoin. Like, look at that. I mean, it was crushing, and the price was just kind of staying the same in U.S. dollars because Bitcoin was coming down. Now, if we zoom in, let's go to a shorter time frame. Look at that volume that it's been doing. Crazy volume. But, I mean, we have like, I guess kind of a cup and handle pattern here. It's a pretty low cup, but I don't know what I just did to this. Zoomed out, zoomed in, that'll be okay. Anyways, you can still see it here. You can see this pivot point. We broke out on the Bitcoin price and just sent it. So I'm going to actually X out of this one because I don't know what I did. But let's go back to Cardano here. And And the USD price. Sorry, I don't have a mouse, so that's another issue. I'm using the pad here. So let's see, I want it on Binance because on Coinbase, it has only been listed for so long. So anyways, we are above this, and here's one thing that I really like as well with the follow through is, number one, look at that volume. Great volume. We had a bearish engulfing candle here, which looks terrible. Right back into the channel. It's like, oh crap, we're coming down. And then it took about 10 hours, right, to create a bullish engulfing candle on that bearish engulfing candle. So now we have a megaphone, right? 10 hours to fully make that all back. On this high of volume, I'm bullish on Cardano. That's not saying go out and buy it. Things could change in a day. And if Bitcoin continues to come down, it's going to have an effect on everything still. But I think what's happening is people are trying to guess, oh, less than 1% energy usage, Cardano has that. Elon Musk is going to pick Cardano. I mean, think about what he did with Dogecoin and what he did with Bitcoin when he announced. He has incredible influence over the market. Sucks to be the ones trying to guess, the retail market. Sucks to not be the ones in control, but I think that's what people are trying to do. I'm not saying necessarily do that. I'm just saying look at the chart. We're above this channel. As long as we're above this channel on strong volume, I mean, this next daily candle, I don't necessarily need to see it have higher volume than today, just higher than average volume. I'd like to see in the green. Another one that has shown a significant gain today with a pullback is Nano. I don't know much about this. I can't remember if it was in that article or not, but it was up like 80% today. Just wanted to share that. Looks like it's putting in a pennant here with some upper wicks, but haven't gotten too much into that. I have no plans on buying it. It's up too much for me to buy. Showing strong volume though, so if that's more up your alley, then go for it. And then one that I just wanted to check on is Algo. That was another one in the energy usage, only up 3%. This has never been like a big, I mean, it went from like 40 cents, 50 cents to like $2, but it took a lot of time comparatively to the other cryptocurrencies. Let's see, one last look at the daily. Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into this, but you're looking at like maybe some time to play out here. But another one in the energy usage. Again, I think that's what people are looking at now. They say, oh, Bitcoin uses too much energy. They are looking into other cryptocurrencies. What's the one that uses the least energy? Cardano. Yeah, like I said, I'm all about Cardano. It's the only one I hold. I did make a trade on Stellar. I just don't trust it yet still. It hasn't shown me what I need to see. I saw a little spike in volume here, and it was like right here. I bought it. Just quick in and out trade. Didn't make very much, but it was a win. It's still on this hourly chart below the 50 period moving average. But who knows? I'm not willing to guess at this time. Showing strong volume, could refill this candle, maybe over a few days. I don't know. But I'm kind of liking what I drew out on that 1 hour. Is that Algo? Oh, this is XL. Confusing everything now. Trying to get to the beach. So, but that's just another one. XLM, another low energy usage, but hasn't really seen the same excitement that Cardano has seen, but maybe we will. I mean, you see we have kind of the same upward channel trend line that I wanted to break out of. I'd watch it more around here, around 72 cents. That's a 9-cent gain away, but I'm not willing to guess, what it's going to do. I mean, we're always guessing, but I want to make a more educated guess when it gets up to this line. I'd rather buy it when it's showing a little more strength, even though it is showing strength. XRP, yeah, another low energy usage one. However, what I think everybody's waiting on for this is a couple things, as I mentioned in the last video, I tried to delete all these lines because I tend to delete them and they come back with all the new lines that I added. Still kind of consolidating here. I think what everybody's waiting on is any update with the SEC. And if that happens, there's going to be relistings. And I do think it takes off if that happens. You're going to see you start relisting on Coinbase. That's like a new listing on Coinbase. People are going to buy it, and then when they're able to, they're going to transfer their money over, and they're going to expect some arbitrage, so a higher price on Coinbase than it would be anywhere else, and then they're going to sell it. Same thing that they did with Cardano when Cardano listed on Coinbase. So you're trying to guess the news at that point. So pay attention to the chart, watch your breakdowns, watch your breakouts. That's what I would watch for. Watch for your volume to come in. It's not looking that great. I mean, you might see a little MACD rotate here. But it's not looking anything special right now. We were showing some promise. If we had our lines from before, we were probably looking something like that. And it looked like it just didn't want to break out. So I'll probably keep that line like that. Anyways. I had to pause that for a second. XRP, again, not really doing anything special. It was trying to break out and came back in. It's getting a little tighter. I like to see that. Again, everything based off of Bitcoin. As you saw, Bitcoin came down. Everything came down except for a couple. Polkadot's also looking kind of strong. I wouldn't say as strong as Cardano, but you've seen a lot of vicious up and down today, like 10% up, 10% down, 10% up, 10% down. So if you're trading this, you're probably getting chopped up. I would wait for the breakout and buy strength. And we're looking, if you go to the 4 hour, you're looking something like this. It did kind of break out if you were buying earlier, so kind of fooled you. So tough one to trade, up and down, up and down, up and down, but showing significant volume compared to, as long as you can see. So, continues that volume, continues that strength. This breakout level here would be very nice to see. Anyways, that wasn't one of the 5 we talked about. XRP, XLM, Tronics never really got going. Maybe putting in a handle here. Looks like more like the handle's breaking down. This was one of those long shots. This was like one of the last ones to move in that January 2018. That's why I bought it. I don't think I made anything on this trade, actually. If I did, it was very small, if not a very, very tiny loss. But didn't really get going. But just comparative to the last cycle is why I bought it. And one of the most disappointing ones was Litecoin. Actually, not disappointing because didn't make money on it. Just did not continue like I had hoped. It saw a new 52-week high. 413.91. Did it go higher than that? Yeah, 413.91. And in the Bitcoin sell-off, went down to a low of 291. So over 25%. More like closer to 30% in a matter of a couple days. So this is why you want to have stop losses in place. And that brings me to like the bittersweet part of Cardano is I actually bought this at $1.56 yesterday because I saw the Bitcoin price moving up while Bitcoin was moving down, and it wasn't really dropping too bad in price. But when I saw it start to get here, I'm like, I'm going to take a shot at it. I got my stop loss in place, and then it went up to like $1.66. I'm not going to be able to see it. $1.66. I moved my stop loss up to $1.59. And this is looking good again on the shorter term time frame. I don't expect it to stop. Obviously, I'm wrong at times, but I want to see some more volume keep coming in. This is a short term time frame. But yeah, like I said, we want to have at least higher than average volume on a green follow through day tomorrow. And what happened was they had a shakeout overnight. It was up in the 170s, and I'm like, okay, I lightened up my position a little bit, kept my stop loss at 159 because I said no matter what, I'm in the positive. I made money on this trade. I made 3 cents, and I went pretty large on it, and it came down. I woke up in the morning, and I saw, oh, wow, 180. Oh, this is nice. I did good overnight, and I saw that it dropped down to like 155 overnight. So I did get my sell in at 159. I had to buy back higher, but as you can see, I bought immediately, and we're up on it again. Where did it come down to? Came down to, that was the previous one. That was not it. I know it came down to $1.55 on KuCoin. I look on that is Binance. Anyways, it did come down to that. This is showing $1.59.50. Maybe it was $1.50. Maybe that is. Yeah, this is yesterday at 11 p.m. I was asleep at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, so this is it right here. Came down to $1.50. So, I mean, if I was awake at the time, that would have definitely scared me a little bit. And then previously, yeah, it came down lower than the previous low when Bitcoin first started to take off. So, come down. So, then we saw a high of $1.96-ish. Yeah, or $1.96. So this is, I mean, looking really strong and really strong volume. The other four, I'm not really interested in. It was looking like altcoins are moving up. They started to, and then my stop loss hit, when they started to come down. So that's it for today. Watching Bitcoin sitting at like 49,000. So, I'm watching that 200-day moving average, and I will watch Cardano, because if Bitcoin comes down another, $9,000 to the 200-day moving average, that's not going to keep that price even if the Bitcoin price moves up. So we may see a little relief bounce, but it's looking, more bearish than anything. We failed to keep the 50-day moving average. Let's see, why don't we go to that? Just review this one last time before we sign off. Look through that article, that Leaf. Go back to the beginning of the video. I can't remember the name of the article, but there's 15. Probably going to be what's hot. DeFi was looking pretty good, but just really not interested in anything but Cardano right now. Bitcoin, I'm watching those two things. Previous low that it hit, and the 200-day moving average. So, yeah, see all these lines just keep coming back. Let me just get rid of all of them. But yeah, it's so hard to zoom in without a mouse. But yeah, watching to hold that, and then we're seeing what the next daily candle does. I mean, I'm just being patient and watching right now. There's no need to try and guess and throw darts and try and hit. So, I'm watching that 200-day moving average, and then I will keep an eye on other alts. Like I said, Stellar showed a little spike, but I just didn't trust it. It's still moving up, 64 cents. So before I sign off, let's move to that. Hopefully you can catch this before. Let's go to the shorter term time frame. Let's go to the 30-minute. So lastly, one last one to watch. I'll look for right about there. So, anyways, thanks for joining me. If you did like what you saw, it's helpful to you, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Remember, none of this is considered financial advice. Do your own research. I'm just a trader. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do have my opinions. If you're watching short-term time frame, you're looking at that 5-minute chart. There you go. Looking kind of strong coming into that. Anyways, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll be back.